All right, back at the gun range. Condor tuning, second video. Couple weeks ago, I kind of compared this against the Pantera, and roughly the Condor is shooting 55 yards, like an inch, 1.5, 1.75. And so I've done some mods to it and kind of got my act together on the pressure. So I put on a stock, a top hat trick, the O-ring trick, cleaned the barrel, tightened up the moderator, done some things, going to test some things. So today, what essentially I'm going to do is I'm going to test 25.4 grain pellets, 33 grain, then work it up to some NSAs, and then some 40 grains and some 43 grain NSAs, 59 grain Griffins, and all that. But we got quite a bit of shooting left to do, I guess, a lot of modifications to this rifle as well. But this is going to be kind of the log of it. What does it take to actually get this thing to shoot? I would be happy, realistically, you know, a little more than a ½ inch at 55, and then 1.25 inches, maybe 1.5 inches max at 100 for 5 shots. I think if you could swing that out of a Condor, that would be awesome. But what will it take? That's the question. How much energy is it going to take? So let's get set up. Let's get some shooting in and see what happens. All right, we'll set up at 1800 PSI, JSP 25, start from there, then increment it up.
Stay beside my heart and let me know, 'cause I need you, every tear, wipe it away, wipe it away, hold me in your arms, never let go. I have found a place where I am free. There's no other place I'd rather be, 'cause I want you drawing me near, closer again, closer again. I have found a place where I am free. Someday I know I will look back on the times we...
Okay, we are back. So grouping wise, I had to shut off the camera. Actually, it was probably about 45 minutes into doing 4K video, and it's like, boy, this is going on way too long. I'll never be able to sort through all the shots. So I just wanted to give you guys a taste of what I was shooting at, and then let's do a little comparison here. So a couple weeks ago, I was shooting with the Pantera, against the Pantera. These are some of the groups. This is like 59.5. It's probably like 1.5 inch group. This is the, 59.5s as well. We have some 33s. Yeah, these were the 33s, but then it just kind of went all over crazy on me. And then, yeah, these I think are the 33s as well. So looking at that, my best groups. Now I shot a lot more groups this time, so I don't know. Let's look at JSP 25. JSB 25s are probably, they're supposed to be the best, but if you look, yeah, that's not very good. I tried all different speeds with the 25 grain, 25 cal JSB pellets, and for some reason it just didn't want to work. Going from that, we had the Zans came in like the third place. These were pretty good group here, but still it was really inconsistent. This was the best group out of the Zans I could get. And then if we go with, let me see, I think these might have been, yeah, this I think was that's last week. No, this is this week. Sorry guys, I'm all confused. So this was the 33 grain pellets, which is pretty decent. Well, I should say halfway decent. That's probably 3/4 of an inch or something. And then we go to the go to the 59.5 grain Griffins. One hole, 5 shots, like that's a dime right there. But then it opens up a lot. So it just, the weird thing is I get 5 shots, fairly decent, and then it just starts going crazy. Like you see this shots here, and then I get just some flyers for some reason, but it's nowhere near as consistent as I need it. And I think that might be the top hat that I'm messing with. So let me get you into the gun here, tell you some of the things I've done so far. Obviously I put on a stock, which is supposed to reduce the hold sensitivity of the rifle. I got a big old moderator on here, calms down the bark of it, and is supposed to kind of help with the consistency out of the barrel. So there's this top hat. There's this O-ring behind the top hat that you kind of screw off. There's like an opening. You can set different powers. Mine, I can't remember the actual setting of it, but there's a gigantic O-ring I put in. You're not supposed to put one in that large. I was just playing around with it to see if I went overboard, what would happen with the consistency. But I have some different sizes coming in. I'm going to use an O-ring coming up that's more consistent in what they suggest. So going forward, I also have a sounds anti-slap modifier by Talon Tunes is coming in. It goes right behind the barrel here. So plan, I guess my next outing is I'm going to replace the O-ring behind the top hat, anti-slap, anti-vibration mod. I'm going to polish the barrel and then kind of leave it at that. Really clean it, polish it up, see what happens, and then take it out again and try to get this straightened out. But that's it. That'll be the third one. And maybe the fourth one, I'm planning on redoing the barrel, or I should say do a little fire lapping. Just, that's to me a little edgy because you're essentially taking sandpaper to your barrel and smoothing it out a lot more. I know the polishing kind of does that JB bore paste, but this is a little bit more aggressive. And if that doesn't solve it, we're just going to say, here's what I have, and at the PSI. And then roughly my best groups are anywhere from about 1800 PSI to about 2300 PSI. That range seems to be the most accurate. And if you look at, the bar or whatever, it's like 120 bar or something, 125 bar, which seems accurate for a regular air rifle. It seems when I get in the 2700, 2800, 2500, it just doesn't seem to group as well. But yeah, we'll play around with it more. Just kind of, if you guys got comments, questions about this is kind of the fun thing or interesting thing, is can we get this to perform? I would love to see groups consistently like this. And then at 100 yards, yeah, they're going to open up to maybe something like this, or maybe something a little bit bigger, but that'd be totally acceptable as a Condor for the price you pay, and the fact that you have a really gun that you can just beat the crap out of, and it still performs pretty well. But we got a long ways to go before we even reach something like that, guys. So again, comments, questions below, hit that subscribe, and see you next week.